So today in this session, we'll see an very important topic in heterocyclic chemistry. So good afternoon to all of you. So here in this lecture session, we will see in detail regarding aromaticity in heterocyclic chemistry. Aromaticity in heterocyclic compounds. Heterocyclic compounds. So my suggestion for all of you is, whatever we are going to learn in heterocyclic chemistry, we derive from the remaining parts of organic chemistry. Okay, remaining parts of organic chemistry means aliphatic compounds, benzene chemistry, and functional group chemistry. Functional group chemistry. Okay, so in aliphatic compounds like C bond, C double bond, C triple bond, C, the kind of properties, reactivity, preparation that we had learned in here, these principles
Hello, madam.
we will apply. And then regarding benzene chemistry, we knew some concepts like aromaticity, reactivity, tendency of benzene ring towards electrophilic reactions. So that information also we will use. So in that way, we will make use of those principles over here. So in heterocyclic compounds, let's say in the beginning, we start with 5-membered heterocyclic compounds. Okay, so this is pyrrole, this is furan, and this is thiophene. So here, how can we bring about the concept of aromaticity? So, okay, if a compound has to become aromatic, like in case of benzene ring, what are the basic requirements for any compound to become aromatic? Can anyone of you tell me why benzene is aromatic? Can anyone of you tell me? Hello, are you able to hear me? So we need first a ring compound. Second one is conjugated double bonds. Third one is the molecule must be flat. Fourth one is it must agree with 4n plus 2 pi electrons. Okay, you apply all these 4 things to every one of them. In pyrrole, do we have double bonds? Yes, we do have double bonds. Conjugated, but this is more like cyclopentadiene. If it is more like cyclopentadiene, is it aromatic? No. Okay, so in all these you can see only 2 double bonds and the ring is 5-membered ring. Okay, so it is more like cyclopentadiene. So can we consider this as aromatic? No, it is not accepting our rule for aromaticity, because one, yes, ring, this is a ring molecule, conjugated double bond is there. Is it flat? Cyclopentadiene cannot be flat. So that's the reason why you will have something like this. Okay, open envelope type of structure will come. So where this carbon is out of plane. So this is the plane. Okay, and you will see the carbon above the plane or below the plane. So that's the reason why this is not entirely flat. But I'll extend the discussion to one more step. Okay, so here if we add here Instead of a simple cyclopentadiene, if we presume that a carbanion is there, so here this is a carbanion where minus charge is there, okay, because in case of cyclopentadiene, this carbon is actually sp3 hybridized. If you take this one, this carbon is sp3 hybridized, these carbons are sp2 hybridized. When you have sp3 hybridized, you will have a nick over here, okay, it cannot be flat. So in case of carbanion, means you removed a proton over here, then it became a carbanion. In case of carbanions behave like sp2 hybridized carbons. So when it is connected to other carbons which are sp2 hybridized, this entire structure will become flat. Okay, so now this is agreed. Now what about 4n plus 2 rule? 5 electrons are needed, or electrons which are free to move. So here we have 2 electrons, here we have 2 electrons, here we have 2 electrons. So in case of 4n plus 2, when you keep n as 1, 4 into 1 plus 2 is equal to 6 electrons. So this is the reason why cyclopentadiene can behave as an aromatic compound. This is aromatic. Hello, all of you, are you able to understand this concept? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay. So if you are able to understand this concept, then everything else is must be clear to you. Now what we will do, we will extend this discussion to the next stage, where instead of cyclopentadiene, what we are going to keep is a heteroatom here. Let us say nitrogen is what we are keeping over here. We are keeping over here nitrogen, NH. What is so special about nitrogen? Nitrogens are bases. So NR&H2 is a primary amine. Okay. Primary amine or amines are basic in nature. Why amines are basic in nature? Can anyone of you tell me? Hello? We all knew that amines are basic in nature. Why amines are basic in nature? Because amines have lone pair of electrons, and they also have a tendency to donate the lone pair of electrons to outside. Okay, so that's the reason why these are very good Lewis bases. Okay, so they have a lone pair of electron and they have a tendency to donate. So not only having pair of electrons, but they have a tendency to donate. So that's the reason why they behave like electron rich environment or nucleophiles, and they behave like something like, okay, in case of cyclobutadiene carbanion, we have an electron pair over here. In case of heteroatom containing compounds like this is pyrrole, and we have lone pair of electrons over here. Now these lone pair of electrons are available for sharing. Then this is a ring compound. Second one, conjugated double bonds are there. Third one, 4n plus 2 rule is working. Fourth one, let's say one normally, because the amines, they assume sp3 character. Okay, according to VSEPR theory, they assume sp3 type of character. But once the electron pair is donated, then the nitrogen will become positively charged and it behaves like a carbocation. Okay, a positively charged species is coming, then it will become sp2 hybridized. So this is flat. So all four rules are agreed. Hence, pyrrole can behave as an arrow. Pyrrole can behave as so because of this discussion, you come to know that pyrrole can behave as aromatic. Okay. So far, what we have seen here is theoretical explanation. It is only theoretical explanation. Now let us see the electronic contributions. Okay, so nitrogen is over here, we have double bond over here, and then proton. It has lone pair of electrons. Okay, now it has the capacity to donate the lone pair of electrons, so thereby, one second. So we have a double bond. Okay, now what is happening over here? The electron density is getting delocalized. Okay, so here you have a positive charge, here negative charge. Okay, so again, what is going to happen? Nitrogen is over here, the electron density is delocalized. Okay, so here we have positive charge, here we have negative charge, and then ultimately so this is the way how electron density is going to be redistributed around all these three resonance structures, and you can clearly see that the electron density is able to move across the entire ring structure, So delocalization of electrons is happening around the ring, in the ring. Are you convinced or not? So in case of pyrrole, you can clearly see that the electron density is getting relocalized or delocalized. So thereby the electron density is moving around the ring. So it is possible for the electron density to move around the ring, and it is behaving like an aromatic ring. Like benzene. So in case of benzene also, the electron density can move from bond to bond. So thereby delocalization is possible. Here also, the nitrogen is the major contributor. Nitrogen or the heteroatom is the major contributor, which has the capacity to donate electron pair towards the delocalization. So thereby it achieves stability. Okay, so resonance stabilization is so huge that around 30 kilojoules of energy is gained via resonance stabilization. All of you are able to understand the reason why pyrrole is behaving as an aromatic compound? Do you agree with me if I say pyrrole is aromatic? Hello? So now I can write pyrrole as this. Okay. Now, if we extend this discussion further to the other heteroaromatic compounds like oxygen containing and sulfur containing. In case of oxygen also you have lone pairs of electrons. On sulfur you will have more. Okay. So here also they can donate the electron pairs in the same way as in case of pyrrole. Okay. So thereby they are going to achieve aromaticity. Aromaticity. Okay, so they all the three, like pyrrole, furan, as well as thiophene, all of them are behaving as aromatic compounds. Now comes the question, which is more stable? Which is more stable? Which is more stable means more aromaticity, more aromaticity, more stability, gives more stability. Okay, so this is the logic. This is the logic. So I think in the beginning I told you why thiophene got its name. Okay, thiophene. Okay, this is the name. This is the name. Okay, so here when thiophene is first studied, scientists found that this has characteristics almost equal to benzene. Almost equal to benzene. The local name for benzene for them is phene. Is phene. So that's the reason why they named it as thiophene, means sulfur containing benzene, sulfur containing benzene. That is the way how thiophene got its name. Yeah. The remaining two, both pyrrole as well as furan, are less stable or less aromatic than thiophene. What was the reason? Sulfur has more lone pairs of electrons that are available, and sulfur can exist in more oxidation states. Okay, you know this one. Okay, sulfur dioxide is there, sulfur trioxide is there, sulfur oxide is there. So many things are possible with sulfur, because in its electronic configuration you will come to know that in the ultimate orbital, penultimate orbital, also in the last orbital you will have more lone pairs of electrons are available. So sulfur has the capacity to live on its own. So elemental sulfur is possible, and elemental sulfur also exists in many forms. Okay, so that flexibility is what is giving sulfur more capability to donate its lone pairs of electrons to the ring stability. So that's the reason why thiophene dominates, followed by furan, followed by pyrrole. Okay. So this is the way how aromaticity is actually arranged. Okay, you can see, you can study this topic in this way. The next one is, what is the use of studying the aromaticity, especially in this type of compounds? Is there any use? Why we are asked to study the aromaticity in 5-membered compounds? Because, so after this, what we will study is its chemistry, reactivity, and synthesis. Okay, these are the three things that we have to study. Next, so what is the objective of studying the aromaticity in 5-membered rings? The major objective is to understand its properties and reactivity. Okay, so as far as properties are concerned, aromatic compounds, they will have specific physicochemical properties and reactivity. Okay, so as far as reactivity is concerned, in case of benzene ring, we had learned that they are more amenable for electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions, and they are against the addition reactions. They go more and more towards they'll have more stability. They don't agree with regular unsaturation principles, so on and so forth. But here we have 3 rings, that is, one is pyrrole, furan, and thiophene. So if you compare these 3, this one and this one, where we have oxygen and sulfur is there, so they look more like ROR or RSR, means, so they behave more like ethers. Okay, so for ethers, chemistry is almost the same. and you don't have any influence on the environment as far as pH is concerned. It cannot influence the pH of the environment. Whereas here, in case of pyrrole, we have NH. Normally, what do we think when we have a secondary amine like this? It is supposed to be strongly nucleophilic, because lone pair of electrons are there. So nucleophilic means it behaves like a very good base. Okay, so like we have diethylamine, or in case of diphenhydramine, this type of functional group will be there. Diphenhydramine is an antihistaminic drug which is basic in nature. So this is diethylamine, which is basic in nature. So can we have same kind of nucleophilicity in pyrrole also? So that is a very important question for us. So here, what is happening and what kind of changes, interesting changes that we are going to see, and how it is related to aromaticity is what we are supposed to understand. Okay. So as I told you, let's say when an amine is supposed to behave like a base, when an amine has to work like a base, it need to have the lone pair of electrons. Okay. So amine are basic because lone pair of electrons. Okay, donation of lone pair of electrons. So it is more like a comparative statement. Okay, so let's say if you compare three amines, okay, three amines like ammonia, methylamine, and dimethylamine, which is strongly basic. Can any one of you tell me? This is, I think, an intermediate question. Which is strongly basic between diethylamine, dimethylamine, methylamine, and ammonia? Which is strongly basic? Can any one of you tell me?
Ammonia.
Can you tell me which is more basic? Is it ammonia or methylamine or dimethylamine? So how can you say that ammonia is strongly basic? On all the three nitrogens, we have the same lone pair of electrons. So here, yeah, dimethylamine. Why it is like dimethylamine?
Sir.
Yeah, why it is no, you have to explain why it is like that. Whatever you said is correct, but what is the reason?
Electron.
Okay, so here when you consider basicity, yeah, you are right. Okay, so these are like positive inductive effect will be there. So here basic nature is coming not only because of lone pair of electrons. Okay, it's a tendency to donate. Okay, so when nitrogen has to donate this lone pair of electrons, it will become positively charged. Okay, but if it can be compensated by the electron donating groups that we have over here, they are going to provide electron density so that they increase the tendency of nitrogen to donate its lone pair of electrons. So that's the reason why dimethylamine is strongly basic rather than methylamine than ammonia. So this is the way how we look at the picture. Now, if you extend the discussion to the pyrrole, that is what we have over here. In case of pyrrole, what is the situation? Pyrrole, when you have only two double bonds and NH, you will definitely have a lone pair of electron on the nitrogen, and it should behave like a secondary amine, like RNH. It should behave like a secondary amine. Okay, when we leave the electron pair with it. But pyrrole is going to become aromatic like this. Okay, so nitrogen shall donate its lone pair of electrons or contribute its lone pair of electrons to ring stability. Ring stability is of more priority. Okay, it has to stabilize its own environment before bothering about the outside environment. Okay, that is nature's role. So that's the reason why nitrogen will provide its lone pair of electrons to gain stability. So in the process of gaining stability, if you see the resonance stabilizer structures that we have, I drew 3 structures. Right now I am drawing them. Okay, so this is one, and then you have a double bond here, negative charge, here positive charge. This is another one, and then you will have double bond over here and here, negative charge, here positive charge, and a proton. Okay, so in these 3 resonance stabilizer structures, this is the one which is having nitrogen with lone pair of electrons. In the remaining 2 structures, you don't have any chances of any chances of lone pair of electrons present on the nitrogen. Unless nitrogen bearing the lone pair of electrons, it cannot behave as a base or a nucleophile. Okay, so it cannot behave as a base. So that's the reason why these 2 cannot contribute to basic nature. So this is the only thing which can behave as a base, but it has no existence. It has no existence because the ring has to go into aromaticity. The electron pair has to delocalize. So there is no possibility of tracing out this structure in solution, in nature. Okay, so that's the reason why when the electron pair is continuously, when it is delocalized, the pyrrole shall always bear positive charge on the nitrogen. So thereby, instead of behaving as a base, it actually behaves as something like an acid, a weak acid. Are you able to understand this concept of nitrogen acting as an acid? Hello? So this property, we will be able to understand. The non-nucleophilic nitrogen property can be understood by only studying the aromatic nature of pyrrole. Aromatic nature of pyrrole. Okay? The second thing is, in case of pyrrole, okay, so when you presume the resonance stabilized structure and the resonance structures that are over here that are contributing to the stability. So where are the negative charges? Negative charge you can see on all the remaining ring carbons. Okay, so because it is symmetric, so when nitrogen is over here, it is also possible that nitrogen can be negative charge can be over here, and the same is the situation over here also, So if this is the case, what kind of interaction it can have with the outside environment? What kind of reactions it will facilitate? What kind of reactions? Is it electrophilic or nucleophilic? Hello? What kind of reactions it will undergo? Will it undergo electrophilic reactions or nucleophilic substitution reactions? Hello? Will it undergo electrophilic reactions or nucleophilic reactions? So here you can see that on the ring, you will always have negative charge. The charge or the electron density that is contributed from the nitrogen. So that is the reason why the ring is more active and is more amenable for electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions. Okay. Hello. Are you able to understand this concept of reactivity being understood through aromaticity of a compound?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Okay. So all of you. So this is all about the aromaticity of heterocyclic rings, especially the 5-membered heterocyclic rings. Now, if you go a step ahead and extend the discussion to 6-membered rings. In 6-membered rings, this is very popular. What is the name of this compound? What is the name of this compound?
Pyridine, sir.
Very good, very good. Pyridine. Okay. If you see the naming also, we can also call it as azobenzene. Azobenzene. Okay, this is benzene, this is pyridine. So this is it. Okay, so in pyridine, can we consider pyridine as an aromatic compound? Yes. Okay, pyridine is an aromatic compound
Yes.
because it is all. This is simply a benzene with one of the carbon replaced by nitrogen. So without the contribution from nitrogen, the ring already had 3 double bonds. So it's a ring compound. Second one is conjugated double bonds are there. Third one, 4n plus 2 rule agrees with this. If you keep n is equal to 1, you will have 6 electrons. So all the 6 electrons are over there. Fourth one is the ring is flat. Okay, the 4 basic requirements that are needed for a ring to be declared as aromatic. So all the 4 characteristics are agreed. So pyridine can be considered as an aromatic compound, and we can also see how actually electron delocalization can happen. So these electron pair can go like this will go like this can go like this. So thereby you can have resonance stabilized structures. Simply just like benzene ring. So here, what kind of nature you can expect for the nitrogen of pyridine? Nucleophilic or electrophilic? Nitrogen can retain its basic nature or not? Or when you compare it with regular amines, can pyridine behave more basic or less basic? So how can the aromaticity helps us understand the nature of the nitrogen over here? Okay, so here in case of pyridine, nitrogen has nothing to do with the aromaticity. Nitrogen has no contribution towards the aromaticity, because the electron pair that we have over here is not actually, so the resonance stabilized, for resonance stabilization, the 4n plus 2 rule does not demand contribution from the lone pair of electrons that we have on. So that's the reason why, along with the aromaticity of the aromaticity of pyridine ring, just like benzene ring, nitrogen can still retain its lone pair of electrons. Okay, so nitrogen still behaves as a base. What type of base? Is it strong base or weak base? Okay, that is again means nucleophilicity. When you talk in terms of nucleophilicity, okay, so when you compare a similar structure, like this, sorry, we don't want any double bonds. So what is this compound? Nitrogen, saturated nitrogen, 6-membered ring, NH is there. So this is piperidine. Okay, so when you compare piperidine and pyridine, both are basic, both are nucleophilic, but when you compare the strength of the base, so when nitrogen donates its lone pair of electrons to behave as a base, nitrogen will become positively charged. Okay, nitrogen will become charged, then can be distributed. Let's say it behave is attached. Okay, then happen, you have the double bond over here, and a positive charge is coming over here. Then the electron density shifts. You will have double bond over here, positive charge over here, double bond over here, and then it can still rearrange. Sorry, it can still undergo resonance stabilization, because this is like this. Okay, how many resonance stabilizer structures are made? So many resonance stabilizer structures. Okay, so it is like this. It is like this. As this nitrogen, when participate in acid-base type of reactions, the the forthcoming structure is going to be stabilized. Is going to be stabilized by resonance stabilized structure. But whereas in case of piperidine, though it is getting positive inductive effect from the aliphatic substitution like this, so here it is more like diethylamine type of a structure, diethylamine type of structure, where because all this is saturated ring, they support in providing more electron density, so thereby it behaves as a base. It behaves as a base, which is a strong base, in fact. But pyridine is no less stronger than piperidine, and even after contributing towards the basicity of the solution, okay, so it is still stable. So that's the reason why pyridine behaves as a very strong base. Pyridine behaves as a very strong base because of its ability to get stabilized through resonance. Okay. Further, nitrogen, because nitrogen, if you see here, what is this one? Is it primary, secondary, or tertiary? The nitrogen is in tertiary condition. So that's the reason why it can behave as a strong nucleophile, but it does not participate in any reaction. Does not participate in any reaction. Whereas if you take this one, piperidine, NH, let's say if you treat it with some halide, okay, so R can be, okay, so chloride can be substituted by piperidine. Okay, so it is behaving as a base and it is also reactive, so that it can participate in reactions. Whereas in case of pyridine, because it is already tertiary, it cannot form any other bond. Even if it is trying to form a bond, it should be a quaternary ammonium bond. Okay, so it happens like that. So that's the reason why it will not participate in reactions, and it works as a very strong nucleophile. Okay, so that's the reason why pyridine is highly used. Okay, so a lot of applications are there for pyridine in organic synthetic reactions. Okay, so in case of heterocyclic chemistry, first thing is we need to understand clearly the basics so that we can build upon them. In case of heterocyclic chemistry, we don't do anything new. We are trying to adopt the principles that we had already learned in organic chemistry, especially the functional group chemistry, and we are trying to extrapolate that knowledge to to heterocyclic chemistry. Okay, we are not doing anything new. That is what we need to remember. So today what we have seen is we are trying to understand the concept of aromaticity in heterocyclic compounds. Okay, aromaticity in heterocyclic compounds. So where we took parallels from benzene and also from cyclopentadiene carbanion. Cyclopentadiene also we have seen, and also cyclopentadiene carbanion, because cyclopentadiene carbanion is acting as a aromatic compound because it is agreeing with the rules that are to be followed for a compound to behave as an aromatic compound. Like Huckel's rule, 4n+2 rule is there, flat structure is needed, extended double bond is needed, conjugated double bond, and also a ring structure. So all of them are agreed. So that is the way how the heterocyclic compounds are behaving as aromatic compounds. So we are discussing about aromatic compounds more and more because that is the way, that is what is going to give you finally the clues for their reactivity and properties. Okay, so you can explain the properties of thiophene only by first understanding its stability due to aromaticity. Okay, then we can extend the discussion further. Are you able to understand? Yeah, that is fine. Okay.